Hi guys, so today's topic is passive voice. Now, I really like this topic because it's really easy. There's not a lot of science to it, and there's not a lot of rules, so you'll see it's not that hard, right? Passive voice, what is it? Well, passive voice is used when the main focus is my action. Everything else is irrelevant. What matters is what is being done, okay? So it doesn't matter who is doing it or the action, who's performing it. No, it doesn't matter. What matters is what is happening, what are they doing, okay? And that's the main difference between active and passive voice. For instance, I have two sentences here. The first one is I can make pancakes on the stove. I can make pancakes on the stove focuses on me, on the fact that I can do them on the stove. I can do pancakes, all right? My direct object here is pancakes. Why? Because I can make them, all right? The second sentence in this in here we can see is pancakes can be made on the stove. As you can see, my direct object is now my subject of the sentence. So that means that it is relevant that pancakes can be made on the stove. It doesn't matter if I make them or IHOPs make them or Bibbs makes them. What matters is that they can be made. So the main focus here is who did them, who cares, but they can be made on the stove. Here's another example. People must be warned that there are crocodiles in this area. So apparently nobody warned the kittens that crocodiles are in the area. The main focus of this sentence is that people, and it's not people who are warning other people, but people must be warned. They must be warned that there are crocodiles in the area. By who? Who cares? What matters is they must be warned. Otherwise there could be accidents. Okay? The form of the passive voice is the subject, the finite form of to be, and the past particle. For instance, the subject here are bikes, are written on this bike path. The subject here is bikes. The finite form of to be is are, and the past particle of the verb is written, which is the past tense of write. Alright? Passive voice can be used in different tenses, and the structure is basically the same. For instance, let's see this table. In here we have Rita writes a letter. In simple present, Rita writes a letter. The past is the active form of the verb. The passive form will be a letter because remember the direct object becomes the subject. Is written by Rita. The finite form to be is, and the verb is written in past. All right. The same thing happens with simple past. A letter was written by Rita. All right. Rita wrote a letter in active. In passive is a letter was written by Rita. Alright? As you can see, both verbs in both sentences are written. But the finite form of to be is in present and in here is in past. And that's what makes my whole sentence be passive in past and passive in present. Okay? The same thing happens with future. Rita will write a letter. Okay? The passive form of this will be a letter will be written by Rita. You can see the verb is still in past, written. You can see in all of them is written. But what's different is the form of to be. Is in present, was in past, and will be in future, right? So basically that's all you have to remember about passive voice. The verb will be in the past, but the finite form of to be will tell you whether the sentence is in the present, in the past, or in the future. If it's present passive, past passive, or future passive. Okay? And also remember, the object becomes the subject and the subject becomes the object. Alright? I hope you guys understood it. I hope it was clear. And if you got any questions, come to class tomorrow.